to the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You're a concerned Tom's River resident. That's why I do that show. That's why you watch this show. And you watch it on Comcast 190 and all our other broadcasting networks. We'll go over that when we come back from commercial break. We're going to talk about the school shootings. We got an epidemic going on here today. As I tape this, we got schools on lockdown here in New Jersey. We're going to talk about property taxes here in New Jersey. And my adopted city, Seaside Heights, just had a Polar Plunge. We'll be right back. You're watching the Tom's River Show.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Meineke Car Care, conveniently located at 700 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City, half a mile north of County Road. Meineke bumper-to-bumper car care. Brakes, exhaust, oil change, wheel alignments, batteries, CV joints, and so much more. First-rate service at a price you can afford. All major cards accepted. Apply for a Meineke card. Meineke, Jersey City. Stop by and let Sammy check your brakes for free.
We're back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You concerned Tom's River resident. You're watching this on Comcast Cable. You could be watching this on livestream.com. Download the app. It's free to use. You can see all our productions. You'll get the Shore Shows coming in production pretty soon. We got a lot of things working, new programming coming up. All our stuff is archived there. If you need to get in touch with me, if you got a problem in Ocean County, you got a problem in municipalities, we're pretty good. We're very good with consumer issues. So go to our website, HMG TV Shows. Go to contact, send me an email. I'll get back to you. I'll help you. If you got a news tip, some story, whatever you need. If you need some help fundraising, we can do a lot of things. And we have capabilities of going live in our North Hudson studio. And eventually I'll bring that capability to Seaside Heights studio. Today we're filming at the Hudson Media Studios in North Bergen, New Jersey. Normally we film this show at the Ready to Roll Studios in Seaside Heights. If you need to tweet me, you can tweet JC Hudson Media. You got HMG, and you can watch us on Facebook, YouTube. We put all these shows up, so we're busy. We're everywhere. High school shootings, serial shooters, professional serial shooters, like this young kid Cruz said he wanted to be. This is the 18th shooting so far this year that just recently occurred 2 weeks ago in Florida. This may be the tipping point. This may be that straw in the camel's back sort of deal, because this one isn't dying down. There is constant talk, and usually few weeks, there's another news. We have very short attention spans anymore, especially from a media standpoint. There's very little attention span. It's the next story. This one doesn't seem to be going away. And today, I think there are 2 schools right now on lockdown. I think it's Dermott, New Jersey. There are 565 municipalities. I don't know them all. I just got a flash from North Jersey, website that there's a school in lockdown because of student threats. There were some students locked up this morning who were making threats about their school on social media. There is really, we need to ask some questions, and we need some real answers. I know everything right now is, it's the guns, it's the gun control. We got to take the guns away. We have to make it harder. There's so many different takes on what happened in Florida the last 2 weeks, and all the other shootings in this year. Again, 18, and we're still in February. So there are some questions. As I said in previous shows, should we concentrate on the weapon, or do we concentrate on the person? There's an issue here. We have students shooting students. We have kids that are going back to their school, and they're shooting up the school. What is it? What is the magnetism of the school? High school should be your greatest years of your life. You may not realize it as it's occurring, but as you look back, these should be fun times for these students. High school is not going to be fun. If what is happening now, Lyndhurst, New Jersey, has armed cops roaming the hallways of their schools right now. Their school is basically in lockdown. Is that how we want our schools to be? Is that what we became or become? Our schools are prisons. We're going to have armed guards. And if we're going to put protection in the schools, where do we stop? Is it just the high school, the middle school, the elementary schools, daycare, pre-K? Where do we stop? Because these kids, when they have this urge, and that's what we need to figure out. What is the urge that these kids want to go back to schools and shoot them up? You know, that's bewildering me. You know, and they're saying, well, it's the guns. There have always been guns in the United States, and they've always been fairly easy to get your hands on. Now, again, you know, I'm not out there buying guns. I'm not part of the NRA. I don't own any guns. I don't have any legal or illegal guns. But there were times you could get guns in the bar. In my younger years, when I hung out in bars, you could buy a gun easy. You could have bought a gun as easy as placing a number with a bookie or a football bet. So guns have always been around, just that now these kids are using them. Why? Why are kids killing kids? You know, and the thing with Florida, you know, President Trump is talking about arming the teachers, and if everybody had guns, they would fight back. Well, you know, in Florida, there were 3 sheriff's officers. One, the human resources sheriff, who did Zippo during this event. When he heard the shots going on, he took up a position with his gun pointed at a school building while everybody was being shot up. Yeah, he's going to resign. They're calling for the sheriff to resign. Not every cop is a 1970s era cop, you know, where the cops would kick the door in and go in shooting. Not everybody is made up, has that makeup. Now, this sheriff here, he was a long time, he was ready for his pension. I'm sure the sheriff's department knew he wasn't the guy that was going to kick in the door and go in there and take on the criminal, you know, face to face. Probably why they put him at a school, not thinking there would ever be an attack on that school. But, you know, I guess now, the way things are, we have to look at all our schools as a possible target. Our schools are targets, and these aren't terrorist targets. You know, these aren't, you know, some terrorist organization, you know, ISIS or Taliban. This is high school kids. These are American-bred kids going back to kill kids. I want you to ponder that. Weapon or the person? You're watching the Tom Driver Show. I'll be right back.
Pen & Pencil Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at penandpencilproperties.com. Pen & Pencil Properties, building Jersey City for everyone. Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
We're back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. You know who you are. You're a Tom's River resident. Why are you watching the show? The high school shootings. You know, there are so many different takes on what we should do, how would you prevent it, how it happened, why it's happening. What we really need is some real answers as to what occurred here. Like I said before, is it the weapon or the person we should be concentrating on? Why are kids going back to kill kids? And kids they knew. You know, maybe not in the same class. Maybe we weren't all seniors or juniors. There might be some freshmen or sophomores, but they knew most of these kids, and they're going back to kill them. Now, there are a ton of clues on the Cruz kid, but because of our civil protection and our rights as Americans and rights we hold dearly, the law enforcement isn't allowed to gather all those clues. And the sheriff's department went to this guy's house like 30 times. And I'm sure they did all they can do, but there are rights, and these people are entitled to rights. But now that the event occurred and the media is digging, now you're getting this, and there's, you know, he posted on YouTube with a gun, the cops have been there 30 times. He said he wanted to be a professional serial shooter at schools. The Cruz kid had a ton of clues out there, but because of our protections, law enforcement couldn't gather all those clues together to put a face to this kid, a dangerous face that he was. Health professionals looked at this kid and said he wasn't a danger to himself or others. But again, that's an opinion, an estimate. Obviously, he was, and there's a reason. And so far, this kid hasn't given a reason. But there are a lot of these kids. This is going on today. Kids are making threats. And everybody has a take on this. The president's talking about restricting assault weapons. I agree. Does the average Joe need an AR-15, an assault weapon? No. Does the general public need one? In my opinion, no. But who am I to say how you protect your property and your home? Who am I to say what's needed in the Midwest or the South? Now, I live in Jersey City. Do we need... some parts of Jersey City, maybe. But no, do we need that? No. Should you be allowed to have a 9mm or a 45 or a 38 to protect your home? Yeah. And now the talk now is they want to restrict, more gun control, background checks. Here's the problem with background checks, and they're talking about this kid having mental health issues. That wouldn't have come up in a background check, because that's between the medical professionals and the kids, so that's not going to come up. And in our day and age, there's a lot of questions as an employee you can't even ask anymore because we're so politically correct now. The president is talking about making 21 the legal age to buy a gun. Well, we need to establish what an adult is now. Now, I said this last week, and I know there was a write-up, I think, in the Post of the Daily. It says the same thing. What is the age of adult now? But, it's different through all parts of this country. What we do in Jersey City or in New Jersey isn't the same in the Midwest or the South Midwest, that sort of thing. It is the upper north, Minnesota and Indiana. It's a different world up there. The farming communities, it's a different world. There are needs for firearms. We don't have them here. So that's why one blanket attempt to control guns isn't going to work. And again, to take away the civil rights and your constitutional amendments, your constitutional rights and the Second Amendment, because some people abuse these rights, and that isn't correct either. 99% of legal gun owners aren't going to cause a problem, but there are some. And there should be, if you, like this guy in Vegas, he bought up an arsenal in a short period of time. That should be a red flag. Well, that should get a visit. If you buy 5,000 rounds of ammo, hey, you may have to answer some question as to why you need 5,000 rounds of ammo. Why do you need 12 guns in the last 3 months? Those are red flags. But the gun control, purchasing a gun is still paper. It's not digital. So there are a lot of things to do. Certifying guns, armed guards in schools. Do we want to turn the schools into prisons? They're on lockdown. You can't be a dopey kid in the hallway anymore because we got, people walking around with rifles. Arming the teachers. Can everybody use a gun? No. Not everybody is robotic. You can't hear the gun, go shoot. Like those sheriff officers in Florida. They didn't do anything. They were probably scared. But, the department probably knew these aren't exactly the guys that were going to kick in the door. Monitoring social media, I think that's wise, and obviously that's what we did here today in New Jersey because we found out about some of these other threats on the schools, and the schools are in lockdown now. I don't know what the answers are, but there's something wrong here when we have kids killing kids. And, again, the NRA, everybody's attacking the NRA. I'm not an NRA guy. I don't own guns. They're losing advertisers. Members are losing discounts on airlines. The NRA advocates for guns, legal gun ownership, and gun rights. And that's their right. It's an American organization. And you have people advocating against guns and gun rights. And everybody's siding with them. Again, it's America. You're allowed to be a lobbyist. You're allowed to advocate for what causes you're interested in. And the NRA, they've been around a long time. People are talking about the politicians take money from these people. They do, but they're a legal organization. So, and I'm not a proponent here of the NRA. I don't know much about them outside of what the general person knows. All right, we're going to break the commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, Retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport, live like you want.
We're back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here, my cold coffee and all. I don't want to do the whole show on, the gun situation and the high school shootings, but there are serious questions that need to be asked as to why these kids are shooting other kids. It's really, where do we live in now? Where schools are targets, we're constant terrorist target here. It's people in the streets, more in the major cities, New York and Jersey City, that sort of thing, than elsewhere, where people with obvious mental health issues who are slashing or stabbing or attacking people as they're walking in the streets. I'm not sure where we're going in the future, but it looks like a scary future here. And I'm not sure why, these weren't the things that happened in our young person of a certain age, but in the 70s and 80s, these things didn't happen. And we got to find out what's gone wrong here. All right, let's talk about other scary things. How about property taxes? Ocean County, Ocean County's I think they were number 18 statewide in property taxes. That ain't too bad. Being number 18 out of, 21 counties? No, the highest was Essex County. That was I know there's a big difference too. The average property tax in Ocean County was $6,169. Essex County is $11,919. So you're almost at $6,200 in Ocean County. You're almost at $12,000 in Essex County. That's pretty expensive, and that's the average. So, and you got the Fed deduction now is $10,000 in property taxes, local property taxes, which is the same as what the state is. There's an organization, Etham Data Solutions, identified the following 10 states as having the highest effective property tax rates in the country for 2016. Now, these are 2016 numbers. They're still working on 2017, but it's going to be worse. New Jersey, guess who's number one? New Jersey. We're the highest property tax state. Number 2 would be Illinois. Number 3, Texas. If you're waiting for New York, it's on the list, but it's down there. New Hampshire. Vermont is below us. Connecticut is below us. Pennsylvania. And there's New York. We are the highest property tax state in the country. Now, you notice there's a lot of Northeast up here. I always said the closer you get to the Gorilla Building, the Empire State Building, the more things cost. Property taxes, and I just picked these two out of here. Tom's River, your property taxes went up 2.5%, an extra $146 a year. Now, this is South Tom's River. I got to really understand how Tom's River itself is cut up and how it works. Seaside Heights, my other adopted city, their taxes went up 7.7%. for 2017. These 2017, the local numbers. The average increase in Seaside Heights went up $558 per property in Seaside Heights. And, what happened? There's a lot of reasons they were able to get around the cap, and now the cap is expired at 2%. Seaside Park, up there is 4.5%. All the taxes are going up higher and higher. New Jersey is an expensive state, but it doesn't need to be so expensive. Or the gene pool, Hudson County, Jersey City, we were number 9 on the taxed counties, and that was number 9, and the average was $8,532. Jersey City just finished a reval. They're rolling out those numbers. The Gold Coast, downtown, the highest the skyscrapers, the beautiful brownstone, they're seeing tax increases from that rebound of about $30,000 a year. Yeah, we had not done a rebound in Jersey City since the late 80s, so my house hasn't been assessed since 1988, so we know there's increases coming. How much? And we got to see. The property values haven't jumped that high in the Heights where I live, but they're going up. The way to control this is shared services. You look at Tom's River, Seaside Park. How can you work together to cut the overhead? And I mentioned last week on a show about Route 37, it is deplorable, Route 37. It is dangerous. There are so many potholes and they are so deep. Tom's River can contact the state and say, listen, we'll take care of these potholes on 37. You reimburse us. We got a crew here already. You don't have to send a crew. We have one. Tom's River has one. That's how you start working with each other. Tom's River, Seaside Heights. Now, Seaside Heights has to maintain a huge police force year-round. Now, during this tourist season, Seaside Heights becomes Hoboken. It's like 80, 90,000 people, but the difference is they change every week or so. There's a different 80, 90,000. But off-season, they go back to around 2,500, 3,000 people. But they have to maintain this huge police force, or they'll lose that police force. That's probably something these communities can look at. You've got to look at everything to bring down expenses, and the answer is shared services. That's the answer to the future. That's the answer to the present. You need to bring down cost, and the way to do that is to spread it out. And it's shared services, or eventually we'll all have to leave New Jersey. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together.
We're back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. Pat O'Melia here. As I was saying, shared services is the answer. The more you can spread out the expenses, the better it is for all the communities. Now, there are 565 municipalities. Those are towns, villages, cities, boroughs, townships, all different classifications. Do we need 565? And each one of those 565 have, their various chiefs and directors and mayors and this, and they all are fed on property taxes. Do we need them all? No, I think since Chris Christie came in 8 years ago and was talking about shared services, combining as much, I think only 2 towns combined. That's it, out of the whole state. Because there are, there are kingdoms that have to be protected. If you want to protect your kingdoms, and you don't want to merge your towns and the political powers, they want to protect the kingdoms, then at least merge up the expenses. Does every town and county and state need park departments and road departments? And if they do, can they work together? Can we work more with the state? Can the county work more with Tom's River? Can Tom's River work more with the county? Again, spreading out the expenses, county can cut checks to Tom's River. That's where we have to move forward. And it's all through the state of New Jersey. We have to look at any way you can cut expenses to the populace. Jersey City, where I'm from, Liberty State Park. There are 2 entities that want to expand in Liberty State Park, a marina and a golf course. And between those 2 entities, and there's a bulkhead that needs to be repaired. Between those 2 entities, they would probably take care of the yearly expenses for Liberty State Park, $3.5–4 million a year in maintenance expenses. And there's a bulkhead that has to be repaired from Sandy, which is $40 or $50 million. We should be embracing that. And then after we embrace that, at Liberty State Park. State Park, and everybody in the state enjoys. I don't know how often people from Toms River, Ocean County go up there, but it's a state park. If we can cut the expenses and get these two entities to cover that, then enter a shared services with the County of Hudson, the City of Jersey City, and the state to keep those expenses down, that's less money the state needs to get from you. These are the things we have to consider. All options have to be on the table to cut expenses, and those expenses come out of your pocket. So I applaud you. Get in touch with Mayor Kelleher and that city council. Talk to them and say, listen, let's do some more shared services. There are towns all around us. Let's see if we can work together. Contact the state about Route 37. You can get some money from the state for doing the repairs, and the repairs will be done. You can go up and down 37. But these are the things we need to do. Seaside Heights had their annual polar bear splash, plunge. I would never run into the Atlantic Ocean, and these people did. I'm sure we're showing some pictures of this now. Flying in there. Now, again, it wasn't really super, super cold this weekend when they did it. You know, there are other years where it's like, 10 degrees out there. That was not the case. It was still cold. The average sane person, it was cold enough you were not running in the river. Running into the ocean, rather. But these people, then about 7,000 crazy people did, but they did it for a good cause, Special Olympics, and they raised a ton of money. For that matter, I think all the money goes to Special Olympics. I don't think Seaside Heights gets anything out of that, but they do it right. Seaside Heights took the guardrails down off the boardwalk. They put in these, I think, 3 or 4 steps, set of steps, huge steps. So when they rang that bell or shot the pistol, whatever they did, they ran down those steps. They ran into the Atlantic Ocean there, swam around for a very short time, I'm sure, and then ran back out. But, Seaside Heights can handle these type of events. 7,000, that's a drop in a bucket for Seaside Heights. They had like 5 times that when they had the Gentlemen of the Road concert when Mumpet was there and all. And the beach and the boardwalk was packed. And that was a huge concert. But Seaside Heights, they know how to do it. Like the steps they put in, temporary steps, they made it easy for these people to run down. I don't know what's going to happen when they put an 18-foot dune on the beach in Seaside Heights. I guess it's going to be a little more. You're going to need like a friggin' platform then to get over that dune. You're not just going to run off the boardwalk. But Seaside Heights does it right. And, Mayor Boz and Chief Tommy Boyd from the police department, they do it right. They got the right amount of manpower. They know how to handle these crowds. They got the Ocean County, Mike Mastronardi, had some people there. There was no threat at all of any issues because Tommy Boyd, Chief Boyd's got unmarked cars out there, undercover cops. He's got his cops. There's cops all over the place. Medical personnel was on hand. Probably should add some mental health professionals on hand if you're going to run into that ocean. But like I said, it was all for a good cause, all for a good smile. My guys were down there. We were doing some filming. I want to thank Chris Boz, who let us go down there. You're supposed to get permits, but we're just going to shoot some stills and what have you. And I do a lot of work with Seaside Heights. I promote Seaside Heights, so the last minute I decided let's go shoot. So Chris let us go in there. But Seaside Heights does it right, and they got the infrastructure. They have everything you need to put on big events. That's why we need to embrace Seaside Heights more. The restaurants are there, the stands are there, the bars are there, the parking is there. There's tons of parking lots there. If it needs to be done, it can be done in Seaside Heights. All right, we are at a show. You be good. You be safe. Don't forget, go to our website, HMG TV shows. I'm Pat O'Melia. I'll talk to you during the week. Good night.